Good morning everyone. Today we are going to see about models. Before knowing or before entering into models, we must know what is model and what are the categories we have in the model session. So first, if we take model, models are nothing but a helping verb or auxiliary verb we can tell. It also comes next to verb or before the verb forms. For example, I can come tomorrow. Can is a modal verb, come is a normal action verb. So can and can come together to form a modal form. So I can come tomorrow or I cannot come tomorrow, all that comes in a modal form. So today we are going to see three categories in that. First one is can, and second one is cannot, and third one is could. First, can expresses ability, possibility, permission and obligation. Then cannot, always we know that cannot is a negative form and it is not possible. The final one is could, that is can past tense could. In that we can use could in a polite way of asking something to somebody, and it can also denote an action that did not take place earlier. So these three things that we are going to see, followed by must and must not. These five categories we will see in today's class. First, if we take can, we have few examples over here. First, if you take can as I told you already, I can come tomorrow. I can bring you lunch tomorrow. All that it expresses the possibility or the ability. If you take ability is nothing but a capability of someone or something. For example, he can write poems. Poem is the ability described here. The person, a man can write poems. He can write poems. So can here denotes the ability of a person who can write poems. Next, permission, asking permission. Can I write in black pen or can I write in blue pen, anything? It is asking a permission to somebody that whether he can write in black pen or not. Then the third one is could, the past form of can. It is a polite way of asking, could you buy me a ticket or could you help me going for a ride? Like that we can ask using could. The next one is negative way of asking cannot, that is I cannot come now or I cannot come. We can add few more examples for this, that is possibility. For possibility, if you take for can, if you take the possibility form, we can tell can I come tomorrow, that is a possibility. He may come or not come, that goes under the category of may. So if you take can, he can come tomorrow, or if you see Meera can ignore the negativity. So we can say all that possibility. She can ignore or she may not have ignored. Then asking permission, as I said, can I write in black pen? Apart from that, can I come the next day? Can I come tomorrow? All that forms comes under these three categories. Then obligation is nothing but, as I told you, obligation is a request form or asking something or asking a help from somebody to help you. So these four forms comes under can. Then cannot, as I told you, negative form. He cannot write the sum clearly. You cannot delay your works, you should do it on time. So all that comes under in the negative form. Then the third one is could, polite way of asking. Could you fetch me some water? Could you be loyal to somebody? So all that comes under could. These are the examples for that. Next, let's move to must and must not category. Last class we have seen can and could. Next, followed by that, today we are going to see must and must not also. So must comes under the category of obligation, compulsion, assumption and advice category. For example, obligation, as I told, we must obey our elders. Everyone should obey their elders. That is what given here. Next, compulsion, you must return by noon. For example, if we go out with friends for a party or to a theatre or to simply to play cricket or somewhere, our parents used to tell, you must return on time. That is what given here, you must return by noon. Assumption, it may happen or it may not happen. So that is what assumption category. There must be some problem. Some noises are coming around or some noises we can hear from our neighbors. In that place we can tell there might be some problem. It is not a sure one that there is some problem. There must be some problem or there must not have been some problem. So that comes under assumption category. It can be or cannot be. Then advice. If you see a sick person, we can tell you must see a doctor, or we can ask, you must obey neatly to your parents, or you must obey your elders. All that obligation and advice comes under the very similar category. So, for these categories we can remember these examples, so that we can frame examples on our own for the future reference. Then if you take must not, mostly 80% of the must not will come under prohibition category. You must not use the cell phone. It's not, cell phone is, I have given is a general category. You can tell you must not use the cell phone in school. You must not use the cell phone unnecessarily. You must not roam unnecessarily. We can take that kind of category in the prohibition form. So, for must we have 4 things, and must not will comes under mostly in prohibition, or if sometimes it comes under the assumption category also. So, these 5 things: first obligation, next compulsion, next assumption and advice. For must not we have prohibition form. Then followed by this we can see do's and don'ts of models. We have few do's and don'ts in model forms. They are as follows. First one is, modal verb do not need an additional auxiliary word in negative form. That is, must I come? That will not come. So, because must is a modal verb, I is a subject, come is a verb. So, modal verb do not need an additional auxiliary in negative. That is the first that. Next, no ing form. There is no ing form. For example, canning, musting and all, there is no ing form in the modal form. Then the third one is, modal verbs can be followed by a substitute verb do. So, for example, you must do your home fun. Must, as I told you, must is a necessary category. You must do your homework, you have to do it. Then I can do my home fun. I can do my home fun on myself. So, I can, that is also, that is ability showing here. Then the last one is, modal cannot be used with another modal. For example, we cannot use can and must in the same sentence. For example, I can must come. You should not use that kind of category in the modal form. So, there are important 5 rules in this. First, modal verbs do not need an additional auxiliary verb in negative. Must I come. Second one is, there is no ing form in modals. Modal verbs can be followed by a substitute verb do. For example, you must do your home fun. I can do my home fun. The last one is, modal cannot be used with another modal. Try few sentences on your own using these do's and don'ts and the before category that I told you. We can ask many questions about this in the next session. Thank you.